Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. When Steffy reaches a breaking point, does Eric jump ship? Eric Forrester is angry about the takeover on Bold and the Beautiful, but today on the CBS soap opera, Steffy Forrester gives him even more reason to worry about the situation. Regarding Ridge Forrester's relationship with Brooke Logan, Eric has been his staunchest ally for years, and that hasn't changed. Eric is therefore concerned about Brooke in light of what he learned from Steffy and Ridge this week. Spoilers for Eric Forrester festers in Bold and the Beautiful. This week, Steffy Forrester was in exceptional form on Bold and the Beautiful, using every opportunity to disparage Brooke Logan in front of her father. When her mother then interrupted, she continued to use derogatory remarks about Brooke. The Logan matriarch is adored by Eric Forrester, who thinks she is his son's true love. However, Steffy interrupted him when he attempted to talk to Ridge Forrester about Brooke. On B&B, Eric's look spoke for him even if he didn't say anything to her. Spoilers for Ernest and Steffy Forrester in Bold and the Beautiful. On Bold and Beautiful, Eric's granddaughter brushes off his remarks once more. Rather, she inserts her agenda into the discussion. When Eric first found out that Steffy Forrester had fired Hope Logan, she did this on B&B. Steffy brushed off Eric's worries about terminating Hope as though he had no influence over the business. Therefore, it appeared like Eric might be a little upset with her actions when she disregarded his worries and continued to speak during the chat this week. Eric considers Steffy Forrester's casual reaction in B&B spoilers. The first blow to Steffy on Bold and the Beautiful was Hope Logan's termination, which infuriated Eric Forrester. However, Steffy Forrester now implies that Brooke Logan has little bearing on her father. Brooke will only bring her father down, in her opinion. Since he has always supported Brooke on Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester does not hold this opinion. Additionally, viewers are not yet aware of what he hears from Donna Logan at home because he is married to her sister. Zend Forrester follows, who was sent to the company by the Forresters to monitor operations. Eric, Ridge, and Steffy invited him to be their FC spy, but he wanted to step down. However, he will quickly observe Carter Walton's laid-back demeanor and faith in the staff. Without a doubt, this will result in some contented and effective workers. Eric might perhaps begin to view things more clearly after learning of the alteration, particularly in light of Steffy Forrester's evil actions. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful, Eric vs. Steffy? On the Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester has her father completely enamored. He supported her at every turn, and he continues to do so even now that he is aware that Hope is not seeing Steffy's husband. And all of this began with one occurrence. Despite his affection for Steffy, Eric Forrester will not allow her to treat him the same way her father does. Eric might see the whole situation after he witnesses Ridge turning toward Taylor and Steffy pressuring her father to remain with her mother. It's possible that Eric will discover Steffy's covert matchmaking and refuse to remain silent. This week, he has already attempted to discuss Ridge's connection with Brooke. However, Steffy interrupted him by implying that Brooke was unsuitable for her father. Eric can therefore question whether Steffy's actions and Zend's reports about FC performing well under the new management were all staged by his granddaughter in an attempt to reconcile her parents. As it turned out, Ridge and Taylor were carrying out the deed on Friday's cliffhanger while Brooke knocked on the door. Since this is Bold and the Beautiful, anything is possible. Eric might therefore jump ship and paddle across to FC to join Carter and the Logan girls. If he discovers that his granddaughter was the source of today's issues at FC and why she did it on this CBS soap opera, the likelihood increases. Ridge accuses Brooke of backstabbing him, and they have a heated argument about power grabs. According to Monday, December 23rd spoilers for the Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester are in for another intense battle. Ridge just got into a heated argument with Taylor Hayes in the bedroom at the Forrester mansion, but he is unaware that Brooke is plotting to regain Forrester control of the business. Naturally, Ridge is also unaware that Brooke is standing directly outside the mansion entrance. Brooke might decide that the door is unlocked and go upstairs to have a look. However, the promo footage for the week of December 23rd to 27th doesn't necessarily show that Brooke has caught Ridge in flagrante. The main point of contention is Ridge's present perception of Brooke's CEO's treachery. Ridge watched the social media announcement with everyone else, but Brooke wanted to tell him the truth before he heard the news elsewhere. Brooke will now need to try to repair the damage and justify her good intentions. Brooke will claim that this is all for Ridge, but from everything he has learned thus far, it is clear that he will not view it that way. "You stabbed me in the back for me?" In B&B's weekly preview video, Ridge shouts. Eventually, Brooke might reveal that she wants Carter Walton to resubmit the LLC documents, placing Ridge and Steffy Forrester back in power. Will Ridge accept that or question whether Brooke is merely fabricating reasons to support her attempt to gain power? Ridge may question whether Brooke's plan is truly genuine because he no longer has any faith in her. Where Taylor will be during all of this is a natural question. Is there any way Taylor could knock over a glass upstairs and let Brooke know she's there? In order to figure out what Ridge was doing up there, Brooke would storm up there and see Taylor wearing almost nothing. However, Taylor might instead arrive looking unkempt and use this as an excuse to tell Brooke that Ridge is spending time with her in bed. In the end, Brooke could still discover that Ridge hopped immediately into bed with his ex-lover even if she doesn't see Ridge and Taylor engaging in sexual activity. Will Brooke decide to support Carter's team with Hope Logan even though she had intended to ensure Ridge and Steffy reclaimed their position at Forrester Creations? Don't miss any of the breathtaking moments that lie ahead, as our B&B predictions suggest that chaos is on the horizon. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke might soon alter her approach, which could result in yet another defeat for the Forresters. Luna beaten, Remy's promise, and bridge battle. Here are the spoilers for Monday, December 23, 2024's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans may anticipate Brooke Logan defending herself against Ridge Forrester in the upcoming episode. Bill Spencer learns that Luna Nozawa suffered physical abuse while incarcerated. Emergence of the brave and the lovely. Remy Price also promises Electra Forrester something. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. B&B spoilers, an explanation from Brooke Logan. According to B&B teasers on Monday, December 23, Brooke became the CEO of Forrester Creations. Brooke then wanted to tell Ridge about her plan. But the film has already been viewed by Ridge, Eric Forrester, and Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Ridge was approaching Taylor Hayes while Brooke was introducing herself to Zend Forrester Dominguez. Read more B&B spoilers. If Carter's romance fails, will Liam be Hope's backup plan? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, the bridge battle. Fans will see Ridge and Brooke square off in a preview video for next week. Brooke now makes an effort to justify her behavior to Ridge. According to Brooke, everything she does is for him. Ridge responds, "You put a knife in my back, for me?" At that point, it's obvious that Ridge and Brooke are no longer together. What is Brooke going to do now? Could she reroute, or should she keep trying to regain the company for Ridge? The promise of Remy Price. According to Monday, December 23 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Remy learns that Electra has been let go from Forrester Creations. Remy puts on a front for Electra, even though he is accountable for it. Remy assures Electra that he will be there for her no matter what. Electra later enters Remy's room. She appears to be blowing her nose before making a terrifying discovery. As Electra stares up in fear, her pictures are visible on the wall behind her. So, is it the pictures that Electra finds frightening, or might she find herself in danger? Read more, review of the week, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. B&B spoilers for December 23, 2024, Monday. Luna is scheduled to be attacked in prison on Monday, December 23. Luna is severely battered in the face. Bill Spencer will be appalled by Luna's injuries, even though she belongs in prison. You can thus anticipate that Luna will try to get Bill's pity by using this angle. Will Bill's legal team figure out how to rescue Luna? On Monday, December 23, 2024, which narrative are you most excited to see? What do you think will happen to Remy, Electra, Luna, and Bill? What lies ahead for Taylor, Zend, Brooke, Ridge, and the other characters? On December 20th, Ridge bids his destiny farewell in a bold and lovely way. The Bold and the Beautiful saw a heartbreaking moment on December 20th when Ridge Forrester had to make the decision that would permanently break his destiny with Brooke Logan. It was the result of months of unsolved conflict, unsaid realities, and a romance that had seen innumerable highs and lows. But the weight of his decision weighed heavily on Ridge as he stood in the fading light of the sun. The question still stood, would Ridge's relationship with Brooke finally come to an end, or was there still hope for them to be reunited in the ashes of their past? Rome's echo. As Ridge thought back on the crucial times in his romance with Brooke, the phrase "Bridge will always have Rome" kept repeating in his head. Rome had represented a turning point in their relationship, a recall of the fire that had always reunited them and a resurgence of their intense bond. Ridge was unable to ignore the growing issues that had subsequently weakened their relationship, even as he relived those treasured times. Their problems looked intractable, ranging from personal heartbreaks to commercial betrayals, and Ridge was no longer convinced that love was sufficient to heal the rift. Brooke's request. Brooke made a sincere appeal to Ridge at the beginning of the show. She believed that no matter how many challenges they faced, their love was worth fighting for. "We've been through so much, Ridge," she replied, her voice shaking with passion. "But we always find our way back to each other. Isn't that worth holding on to?" Ridge gazed at her, caught between the anguish that had built up over the years and his remaining emotions. "I don't doubt that we love each other, Brooke," he said. "But love isn't supposed to hurt this much. Every time we try to move forward, something pulls us apart. Maybe it's time to face the fact that we're not the same people we were in Rome or anywhere else." The impact of Taylor. Taylor Hayes, whose influence in Ridge's life had grown, added still another level of complexity to his problems. In stark contrast to the violent emotion he shared with Brooke, Taylor stood for stability and a sense of calm. Taylor gave Ridge her steadfast support throughout the episode, quietly reiterating the notion that maybe she, rather than Brooke, was where Ridge's future lay. In a quiet time, Taylor spoke to him, "You don't have to keep torturing yourself, Ridge. Sometimes letting go is the most loving thing you can do, for both of you." Ridge found great resonance in Taylor's remarks, which made him wonder if his devotion to Brooke was motivated by love or a sense of duty to their past. Ridge came closer to making a decision that would change his life as a result of the emotional struggle between his past with Brooke and the prospect of a future with Taylor. The significative kiss. The pivotal moment occurred during a heated argument between Ridge and Brooke. The burden of their common past hung heavy over them as they faced one another. As Brooke pleaded with Ridge to think again and to recall the love that had characterized their life for so long, her eyes welled up with tears. But Ridge, overcome with a mix of grief and determination, leaned in and gave her a kiss that was both a farewell and a recognition of their shared love. He said, "I'll always love you, Brooke," and withdrew. But sometimes love isn't enough. The kiss signified the end of an era and was a symbolic act. It was a moving moment that left them both broken yet oddly at peace. For Brooke, the kiss was a heartbreaking revelation that their love might indeed be gone, but for Ridge, it was a moment of closure. The repercussions. The Forrester family felt the repercussions of Ridge's decision as word got out. Thomas and Steffy, who had long doubted Ridge's connection with Brooke, viewed his decision as a step toward family reconciliation and healing. Eric, on the other hand, acknowledged the strength of the relationship between Ridge and Brooke and lamented the end of a legendary love tale. Taylor, on the other hand, battled her own mixed feelings. She couldn't deny the hurt Ridge's choice had caused Brooke, even though she had long longed for a second shot with him. Telling Steffy, "I never wanted to win like this," she said. "But if Ridge is finally at peace, maybe this is how it was meant to be." A glimmer of hope? Brooke didn't give up hope completely in spite of the heartache. She confided in Katie at the end of the episode, and Katie gave her sister a combination of tough love and consolation. Katie said, "Maybe this is your chance to focus on yourself for a change. You've always been there for Ridge, but maybe it's time to figure out what you really want, without him." The tenacity of Brooke was suggested by her reaction. She acknowledged, "I don't know what the future holds. But I do know that I'm not giving up on happiness. Whether it's with Ridge or without him, I'll find my way." The path ahead. For everyone involved in Ridge and Brooke's romance, December 20th was a watershed moment. Ridge left Brooke with the burden of their past and the hope that his choice would pave the way for a better future for them both. It was unclear if this marked the end of Bridge or just the start of a new chapter. One thing was clear: in the world of the bold and the beautiful, where loyalty and love are continuously put to the test, Ridge's choice would have long-lasting effects. Ridge is already in bed with Taylor, and Brooke is too late. Brooke Logan was forced to face the terrible truth that she could have pushed Ridge Forrester too far in a startling turn of events on the bold and the beautiful. Brooke was distraught and began to doubt the decisions that lead to this tragic moment when she learned that Ridge had already moved on with Taylor Hayes, despite her best efforts to mend their broken relationship. In a move that rocked the Forrester family and left Brooke reeling, Ridge had sought comfort in Taylor's arms, apparently unable to resist the security and familiarity she offered. The last appeal. Brooke had been working non-stop to get Ridge back. She gave her all to persuade him that their relationship was worth preserving since she thought their love could endure any hardship. Brooke showed up at Ridge's door, prepared to try one final reconciliation in an emotionally charged scene. She begged him to recall their past, the life they had created together, and the passion that had always brought them back together in a tremulous voice. "We've been through so much, Ridge," she remarked. "Don't let this be the end of us." However, she was surprised by the response she got. Brooke's heart fell when the door to Ridge's room opened, and the stillness that met her words said more than words could express. What she saw next caught her off guard. Comfort turns into intimacy for Taylor. Ridge and Taylor lay intertwined inside the chamber, their bond evident. In sharp contrast to the turmoil that had characterized Ridge and Brooke's relationship, the setting was one of peaceful tenderness. Ever the epitome of compassion and grace, Taylor had supported Ridge through some of his most trying times. Her constant encouragement and serene manner had turned into a haven for him, providing a break from the turmoil of his turbulent romantic life. What started out as a reassuring hug had developed into something more profound, a revival of their previous love. Ridge had found comfort in the familiarity of Taylor's presence after becoming weary of the ongoing tension and uncertainty with Brooke. Ridge had told her earlier, in a tearful voice, "You've always known how to make me feel at peace. With you, everything feels right." Brooke's heartbreak and shock. Brooke was devastated to see Ridge and Taylor together. As she struggled to take in everything she was seeing, her mind raced as she stood motionless in the doorway. Her eyes filled with tears as the gravity of the situation descended upon her. It was the knowledge that Ridge had decided to end their relationship, and it went beyond simple betrayal. Brooke addressed Ridge, her voice breaking, "How could you do this? After everything we've been through, after all the promises we made to each other, how could you just throw it all away?" Ridge, clearly indecisive, stumbled over his words. "I didn't plan for this to happen, Brooke," he replied. "But we've been hurting each other for so long. Maybe this is what we both need to finally move on." Taylor's point of view. For her part, Taylor struggled to balance her sympathy for Brooke with her affections for Ridge. Although she had always respected Ridge and Brooke's relationship, she had grown weary of seeing them harm one another over the years. Ridge, in her opinion, deserved a relationship free from ongoing strife, an opportunity to discover contentment without the burden of previous betrayals. Taylor whispered, "Brooke, I never wanted to hurt you, but Ridge and we have a history too. And maybe it's time for us to explore what that means." Although Taylor's remarks were heartfelt and calculated, Brooke's suffering was not significantly lessened by them. It was a tough pill to chew to realize that her opponent had not only won Ridge's love back but had cemented her position in his heart. The reaction of the Forrester family. The Forrester family promptly became aware of Ridge and Taylor's renewed romance, which sparked a variety of responses. As longtime supporters of their parents' reunion, Steffy and Thomas viewed this as a win for the harmony of their family. Steffy replied, "This is how it was always meant to be," with a hint of delight in her voice. "Mom and Dad are finally where they belong." However, acknowledging the intense anguish Brooke was going through, Eric voiced worry for her. "Brooke's been part of this family for so long," he stated. "It's hard to see her go through this, no matter what's happened between her and Ridge." Even Brooke's daughter, Hope Logan, found it difficult to balance her motherly devotion with the truth of Ridge's choice. "Mom doesn't deserve this," Hope told Liam. But maybe it's time for her to let go and focus on herself for a change. What Brooke will do next. Brooke started thinking about what to do next as she struggled with her heartbreak. Although it was nearly impossible for her to move on from Ridge, the betrayal she had experienced made her wonder if their love was really worth battling for. Ever the sane voice, Katie urged Brooke to use this chance to regain her autonomy. "Brooke, you're stronger than this," Katie remarked. "You don't need Ridge to define who you are. Maybe this is your chance to rediscover what makes you happy, on your own terms." Brooke's answer suggested a renewed resolve. She said, "I've spent so much of my life chasing after Ridge. Maybe it's time to stop chasing and start living." The path ahead. For all parties concerned, the consequences of Ridge's choice to be with Taylor are expected to be profound. Brooke has to go through the difficult process of getting better and moving on while Ridge and Taylor consider the idea of a future together. As relationships are redefined and loyalties are put to the test, the Forrester family will also need to adapt to this new dynamic. Brooke stood by himself, gazing out into the horizon as the episode came to a close. Although Ridge's betrayal still hurt, there was a ray of hope in her eyes, indicating that she was prepared to face whatever lay ahead. One thing is clear in the world of the bold and the beautiful, where loyalty and love are continuously put to the test, Brooke's journey is far from over, and the drama is just getting started.